I am a multitude that speaks with one voice, broken apart through lack of choice. The body keeps the score, but the mind holds the key. If emotions are messages, why the fuck do you ignore me? The face I wear closely mirrors yours. How else can I survive when the world itself abhors? Shine light on your shadow and search your body for truth. Why do you keep pretending the blind can guide the youth? The mirror is a liar. Only one question left to ask. Take a breath, my child. Who doth lie behind the mask? I used to think I was acting, but now I see the truth. Another day wasted on the folly of youth. 1,000 eyes reflected in a broken mirror's gaze. Take another breath, my child. This is all just a phase. There is no one left to question the slow passing of time, because nothing is permanent, except my ink forming rhyme. So that's a poem called A Broken Mirror's Gaze. And I'm sharing it here. I'll put a link in the show notes so you can read it, as a lead-in to a discussion on the concept of the body keeping the score, of healing, and of the long road to recovery through the multifaceted aspects of trauma. It's been a long while since I've shared something on the podcast, so my apologies. But I've been going through a lot, doing a lot, working a lot. A couple of days a week, out of the house, daily guided meditations on Insight Timer and the Art of Self-Connection community, and just doing a lot of stuff. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to share my thoughts here for quite some time. So I apologize for that. But in addition to all of the stuff happening work-wise, there's been some major shifts happening internally. A lot of what I do is a reconnection with the self, is recovery, is shadow work, inner child's work, parts work. It's what I teach online. It's what I do in my one-on-one sessions and what I do with myself. So understandably, a lot comes up. And in the process of coming up, it's new discoveries, it's new responses, it's new things arising. I guess I'm circling around the topic because it's hard to dive in. Healing from trauma is confronting on multiple levels. And I guess through poetry I can best express the complexities and the nuance, but it's worth expanding. The body keeps the score. There's this idea that if you can't let go, if you don't process what happens at the time because you didn't know that you should, or you weren't able to, or you weren't shown how, or it wasn't safe to do so, your body holds on to it. It keeps it inside itself, as tension, as chronic issues, as illness, as injury, as distorted thinking patterns, as memory. And until you turn the tension inwards and start seeing what's underneath, it reverberates again and again and again and again. And as you heal through the layers, more comes up. And that's what's coming up for me. There are certain parts of my body that are certainly holding on to the trauma of my past. And as I heal, I uncover more. The memories become more vivid. The sensations become stronger. It just becomes a lot more. One thing that's been happening has been waking up in the middle of the night, embodied in fear. It's not hard to guess at the reasons why. But understanding the reasons why have been tremendously therapeutic. Understanding why my body responds the way it responds, allows me to take steps and actions to address them and to heal. But it is hard. People offer so much advice, so much suggestions, and it's all in goodwill and good-natured. I get it. But when the body itself holds the score, the response has to be deep, profound, ongoing. I turn to poetry. Writing, expressing, sharing helps. Putting words upon the page. I turn to somatics, mind-body connection, feeling the parts of my body, asking them to speak, to express, to heal, to release, to share what they're holding on to. I call that work intuitive guidance. You feel the sensations in the body without judgment. You approach and accept it all with compassionate curiosity and calm confidence. You open up the mind space. And over time, gradually, the parts of the body share with you. I practice the breath work, the mindfulness, daily. Speak to therapists, take the medication, do all of the work. And I put pen to the page because the page is the ultimate listener. It does not judge. It's infinitely available. If you want, you can discard it. You're not talking to a person, so you can express it all. But nonetheless, I wake every night in fear. That's a lot. But I'm also heartened by the fact that the more I do this, the deeper I go. And the more my functionality is returning. The more I'm feeling like I'm integrated as a whole. The more I'm becoming, well, me again. But it's hard. I like to look at healing, or rather look at everything as a principled approach. There are techniques. The technique of writing, the technique of mindfulness, the technique of poetry, the technique of expression, the technique of breath work, the techniques that you will be delivered through a therapist or a psychologist or a counselor or whatever. Responses. But what are the overarching principles that lead to healing? For me, it's a threefold approach: awareness, acceptance, action. You first need to become aware of what's going on. If you don't know what's going on, you're blindsided by it. Now that I'm aware that the body keeps the score, aware of the reason for waking up at night in fear, I must then accept it. This doesn't mean I like it. It just means I have to accept the reality as it is for what it is right now, because this is what's happening. Then I take action, value-aligned action, action towards my goals. So for me, this is writing words upon the page. It is seeing regular therapy. It is doing daily meditation and self-care. It's taking my medication. It's expressing, sharing, growing. It's all of these things. And then that cycle repeats. As you take actions, things shift. So you must become aware again, take action again, accept everything again, and so on and so forth. I often get asked why I share so much of myself in these spaces, but the reason is because, I know there are many people out there suffering, going through this alone. My thoughts are that perhaps my words, my poetry, or this sort of longer form expression will help you to find some sort of solace yourself. Put pen to the page, express what's arising. If you know that there's a part of you that wishes to express, begin. The basic process of writing therapy is this. You find a part to work with. You put words upon the page and just express what's arising in the mind. Then you find the themes, the collection of thoughts that sort of go together, and you distill it into a specific feeling that you would like to express. Then you expand it outwards, using analogies, using metaphors, using rhyme. You write to express, not impress. You put words upon the page and the page listens. You do this without judgment or filter. If at any time you find that you're writing something down and you don't feel safe doing so, stop. Keep yourself safe, do the self-care, but also if you find yourself hesitating, that's where the gold is. Look into it. You get it onto the page, you form it, you maybe shift it or tweak it to turn it into a poem, and then you come back to it. You look over it, and again and again and again you go through this process, and eventually you'll find a piece that specifically represents something that you're holding on to. And from there you can choose to read it, you choose to burn it, choose to share it. Sharing it has the added benefit of sort of giving it or gifting it to the world, as well as offering connection to others and helping others, but it's not necessary. Write to, from, or about the parts within. Express the mess to release the stress, alongside all of the other work that you're doing. So I'm going to read you the poem one more time. If this session has resonated with you, I encourage you to connect and share what comes for you. A broken mirror's gaze. I am a multitude that speaks with one voice, broken apart through lack of choice. The body keeps the score, but the mind holds the key. If emotions are messages, why the fuck do you ignore me? The face I wear closely mirrors yours. How else can I survive when the world itself abhors? Shine light on your shadow and search your body for truth. Why do you keep pretending that the blind can guide the youth? The mirror is a liar. Only one question left to ask. Take a breath, my child, who doth lie behind the mask? I used to think I was acting, but now I see the truth. Another day wasted on the folly of youth. 1,000 eyes reflected in a broken mirror's gaze. Take another breath, my child, this is all just a phase. There's no one left to question the slow passing of time, because nothing is permanent except my ink forming rhyme. Thanks for listening. Before you go, I just want to let you know that I've started up the Art of Self-Connection community, a space to explore meditation, mindfulness, insight, and self-healing, to connect with fellow seekers, and to go deeper into the practices that I'm offering. You can join for free via the link in the show notes. I'll see you there.